I heard the lament first, aged 13 or 14, I think it was. And I know I've been obsessed with, like so many people, obsessed with that lament. And I would have come to it via Britten because our teacher loved Benjamin Britten. You know, the lament is probably one of the most complete and most artful and masterful songs ever written, just in its economy, but also breadth of emotion. It's all covered, but with the most economic of means, and the power of the bass line, the power of the very minimal text.
Given the power that this piece has in the musical imagination, what did you think when you were approached and asked to compose around it?
The original idea was like a companion piece. Then we became close to the idea that actually, let's bring the two together in the same world and find a way of doing that. And that was very appealing to me. And when I stopped to reflect, actually, I've written a lot of works that do a similar thing where I sort of meditate on another work. I remember writing a companion piece to Handel's Fireworks music. And then, for example, my Concerto Grosso, which is very much influenced by Corelli's Concerto Grossi. And all of that was in my mind. And I love a challenge. But the other thing is, possibly even more powerful than hearing that lament, was I realized this piece takes me back to my childhood when I first encountered Virgil's Aeneid and reading that story. You know, I was a child, but hearing about the caves and then, you know, not knowing what love was, but this big love and then all this tragedy. The pictures were in my mind, have always been in my mind. So writing this opera encapsulates many things for me. When you work in this way, you're reverent, but at the same time, you're always thinking about what it is you're doing in relation to that old work. And it's the wonderful conversation and a way of understanding the different ways of being a composer. I'm always trying to burst through, think of Purcell sitting down, writing, you know, scratching away at a bit of paper. I'm trying to get close to that.
Have you tried to contrast dramatically with his Baroque style, or have you tried to incorporate elements of Baroque in what you're writing?
Now you're saying something very interesting to me, because in a way, composing this opera has revealed to me just how indebted I am to the Baroque anyway. So in other words, the power of the bass lines, the love of triads. But what I have brought to it, I would say, is modern dissonance, because the opera starts within my musical world, but even in there are little pre-echoes of very subtle, so you might miss them, but that remind us of the Purcell, because a lot of this is about Aeneas looking back. I think what I love about what I've managed to do, what Wesley and I have managed to do, is that in the Purcell, Aeneas doesn't really sing that much. He's obviously he's a powerful presence, but he doesn't sing that much. And this opera is as much about Aeneas. He has a lot to sing, and it feels like a wonderful thing that he can look back on his past.